and basic research. Out of 30 significant achievements, 25 were converted into process technologies, out of which 15 were transferred to industries. Dr. Raghav Rao has guided 20 students, fellow scientists for PhD in food engineering, biotechnology, and currently guiding 5 students. He has been a recipient of prestigious NASI, Reliance, and Vasvik awards for applied research. He has received 2 out of 4 prestigious National Fellowship of Academics. Besides several others, he has received National Award for Technology Transfer by Ministry of Agriculture for virgin coconut oil technology. He has over 160 publications and citations, over 6,500, about 28 international patents and 55 Indian patents. He initiated several new research areas at CFTRI. He collaborated with several technology departments across CFTRI and outside institutions as PI, co-PI in 50 grant and aid projects and 25 industrially sponsored projects. In fact, Dr. Rao's profile actually runs into several pages. We'll cut that short. May I now officially invite Dr. Raghav Rao, Director, CFTRI, to kindly start the session, please.
Good morning. Thank you for your nice introduction. So, how much time I have, please, for the presentation?
You have 1 hour, Doctor.
1 hour. Okay. So, including, I'll put the question answers also in that only, right?
Yes,
yeah,
Doctor.
Yeah. So, without losing much time, I'll start. Good morning, everybody. At the outset, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on MSME and food processing. Yeah, I'm trying to make it full screen. That's where I'm okay. Full screen only. So is my slides clear, please? Is my slides visible?
Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, yeah. Dr. G. I'm just taking a small initiative, please. I request all the participants, please mute your mics as well as your video, please. That's so that the entire session, whatever you would like to learn, listen, and gain the knowledge, 100% we are all going to gain. Please give an open virtual platform to Mr. Raghav sir. Please. I'm requesting each and every individual. Thank you.
So thank you very much. This is the beautiful place, Central Food Technology Research Institute, where I work. So today I will be sharing my views on food processing business development with respect to MSME. So why MSME is so important? That is the aspect that we cover upon and impress upon you people. MSME has been really the catalyst in promoting the growth and development of the nation. It is not an alternative, but definitely it is a complementary to the large industries, as ancillary units can contribute significantly for the development. It is important because a lot of innovations, it is based on the innovations, affordable innovations for expansion of entrepreneur endeavors. That is the best part of MSME. It is covering several sectors, let it be economy, let it be different products and services. Maximum is in the services. It also meets not only the domestic, but also as across the borders, global markets. So for an inclusive and sustainable development, it is essential for they coexist along with the big industries. I can cite some examples. Those days are gone where big industries feel superior or than startups. So it's not like that. For example, to cite an example, Siemens is a giant, have an MOU with a small startup in Stanford University. Similarly, many of our startups in our campus, incubation center at CFTRI campus, they have MOUs with MNCs for their product, co-development of their products and subsequent marketing. So those days are gone that it is only marriages are between equals. Now unequals also has become order of the day because innovation is the key. And again in MSME, micro sector is very, very prominent. It accounts for more than 99% of the total number of MSMEs they are there. If you look at the number, there are about 6.3 crores. So next comes smaller sector and medium sector. Gradually contribution decreases, but they have their role. And 51% of these MSMEs are in the rural areas. This is very, very heartening. It is rural provinces are our backbone. That's where the development is required. Even the political leadership is very much interested in rural entrepreneurship. So that's where all these migrant workers can be retained without moving to the cities, so that they will have a better contribution, better living conditions, and better environmental sustainability. If you look at the MSMEs, they have 1/3 in the different sectors. Let it be manufacturing activity, let it be trade or services. So they are participating in all the sectors almost equally. What is their major advantage of MSME? Because they are very capable of producing large scale employment. Government is looking at large scale employment. For example, we have each MSME, each small unit startup can provide employment for 10 people. If we have few lakhs of such startups, then you can see our employment potential goes into crores. So this is what the ultimate aim of the political leadership they are emphasizing. And again, other advantage is they are provide the economic stability that is required for the system. Capital requirements are slow, are very low, and infrastructure facilities cost is very less. So that's why it will become an economically sustainable proposition. It encourages inclusive growth. This is the order of the day. This is very much essential for everybody is talking about inclusive growth. MSMEs plays a major role in providing this inclusive growth. It is minimum overheads. That's why they can be very, very competitive. That's how they are really the backbone of the national economy structure and providing the resilience for global economic shocks and adversities. Before COVID itself, as you are aware, there is economic recession. But still, MSME has the ability to withstand such kind of situations. Now, especially during COVID, MSME, especially MSME in food processing, have a lot of role to provide the sustainability. According to National Sample Survey, MSME sector is creating about 11 crore jobs. So again, equally in manufacturing, trade and services. As you are aware, most of our stress in IT is in services, but the real crux is manufacturing. The manufacturing should be more so that it is sustainable and stay for a longer inclusive growth. So that's where again MSME plays a major role. Then micro sector will provide also good number. They account for 97% of the total employment offered by these MSME. Whereas the small and medium sectors are relatively low, but still they are equally important. No means they are less. According to Ministry of Small and Medium Scale Entrepreneurs, 45% of our total experts are assisted by this sector. It has more than 6,000 quality products, which indicates immense opportunity in other sectors also. Consistently it is growing at 10%. But in spite of this recession, the growth rate is appreciable. despite the recession, and also now post-COVID or co-COVID, we do not know when the COVID situation really will ease out. So I cannot say really it is a post-COVID, it could be a co-COVID. We may have to learn how to live with the COVID situation, even though a lot of improvement may be there. So MSMEs can be really a boon and a hope for the Indian economy in the days to come. But everything is not rosy. They also have their issues. What are the concerns? What are the problems? Availability of affordable and sustainable technology. It has to be innovation based and it has to be affordable. Affordable is not only economic affordability, social affordability, and sustenance availability. In the sense, it should be a long run. The demand is not short fixed. It is not that for 2 years there is a demand, after that it's not. So demand has to be really sustainable over a long period. Then the innovation should be not in a small delta. It cannot be a jugad. It cannot be a small leapfrogging in terms of innovation. It has to be a pole vaulting. It has to be significant, at least 10x principle it should follow. What is 10x? It can be 10 times more efficient performance-wise compared to the existing equivalent global benchmark. Or it should be 10 times cheaper at the same performance which is benchmarked globally. If such things only then become sustainable. Then infrastructural bottlenecks. We should be able to give as much as possible the schemes, different facilities. Government is giving so much, offering so many schemes, but that implementation, it is everybody's responsibility. Policy decision government will take, but the effective implementation, reaching the right people in the right time, it is the collective responsibility of all of us, both administrators as well as industry involved, personnel involved in this. Again, they need trained manpower. Such situations only institutes, academic and research institutes like CFTRIN, several institutes, academic colleges will come into play a great role in providing the manpower with right skill sets. Now the ecosystem is conducive. Startups and MSMEs are the buzzwords. There are several sectors, small clusters are forming in MSMEs, dedicated for different kinds of products. At the same time, business accelerators are available, which will essentially reduce the time lag before the product development, finally it is reaching the market. So that acceleration, that scale up, that scale production and marketing, these aspects will be accelerated in these business accelerators. And incubators with additional facilities, for example, pilot plant for scale-up runs or product analysis, market research, sharing the costs of the utilities. If this kind of facilities are available, then these MSMEs or startups, they need not run pillar to post for everything. In one place, one go, everything they will get. Apart from this, they need mentorship. Mentorship in the product development and process development. Not only technical expertise mentorship is required, more importantly, to improve their financial literacy. Most of the processes, as you see, they do not see the light of the day because the cost analysis, process economics are not done properly. At least in the beginning, back of the envelope calculations are not properly done to estimate the entity cost based on to start with on the raw material cost itself. These are very much essential. So food processing definitely has a great role in contributing to MSMEs, even precision period or post-COVID period or co-COVID period. This sector again is a robust. It has a good rate despite of all recessions. Still, it is maintaining a reasonably healthy rate. Its contribution to GDP is high. Its contribution to employment and overall investment is good. So 32% of the country's total food market is contributed by food processing sector. It is ranked fifth in terms of production, consumption, export, and expected growth. 13% of our India's exports and 6% of the total industrial industries contributed by food processing. What is again happening is 84% of all the processed food, majority of the processed food is coming from MSME sector. It provides highly skilled jobs, stimulates employment generation. Every unit of money that is spent in food processing industry provides returns as a large quantity of employment compared to any other industry. That is one of the major advantages of food processing industry. Contributes about 13% of the employment generation in the registered processing sector, because many are unregistered, unregulated market production is happening when it comes to food. What is CFTRI? CFTRI, as Dr. Shekhar has mentioned, it is the largest R&D institution dedicated to food science and technology. It is unique in the world because all the aspects, everything and anything related to food is being looked at, is being researched at, is being examined for the benefit of the consumer under one roof. R&D at CFTRI has resulted in development of several food-based technologies, novel specialty and convenient foods, machinery and equipment for traditional Indian foods. Because why traditional Indian machines are not available in the Indian market? Because multinationals, for two reasons. Multinationals are not equipped with the ability to have traditional Indian foods, and they do not have interest also. So that has become the owners for us to look into this aspect to produce traditional Indian foods like dosha, murukku, vada, all these things in a hygienic with uniform quality for the benefit of the customer. CFTR has developed more than 400 technologies under different verticals, and we have transferred to more than 4,500 MSMEs. They are well commercialized. Many of the products are in the market. Coming to HRD, Human Resource Development activities, we offer MSc Food Technology course, which is really our flagship program. It has a high demand. If you look at the processed food processing industry in the country, most of the manpower is our alumni, occupying different levels of positions in these industries. Similarly, International School of Milling Technology, ISMT, is a certificate 10 months course which is globally recognized. Most of our students are across the borders from different countries, including US and developed European nations, before they start their own institute in similar lines in their places. Now also we get from Africa, Europe, Arab, and Southeast Asian countries and SAARC countries participants in this. Majority of them are from overseas. Skill development programs CFTR is running. Recently, we have signed an MOU with the Skill Development Council of India, and these certificates are given in collaboration by both of them. So that's why the value addition for the certificate is huge. With this interest, we not only looking at the preaching, we wanted to put it in practice. So incubation center has been started at CFTRI, which should be a world-class center driven for food products for nutrition, and health benefits. So innovation is again the key. So several of these products, the incubators, most of them are our PhD students. Some of them are our PhD students who started these startups. Here in the diagram, you can see our former Director General and also the CEO of FSSAI who has visited, and they are very much impressed by these incubation centers. We have also Food Business Accelerator. In this both complex facility, compact integrated facility, we have about 18,000 square feet built area. About 8 suites are ready, and so all of them occupied. They are ready to launch their products. Several of them already taken off. I mean, they graduated from the incubation center. They have tie-ups with MNCs. Their products are already in the market. They are really become millionaires. Making wealth is not the point. I'm stressing. What I'm saying is, even before completing their PhD, these youngsters could realize the dreams of their lives by this model. So that's why I'm very, very confident that MSME is going to play a big role in the days to come. Encouraged by this, here these are the different facilities, all this instrument facilities, all the analysis, food analysis is provided with a very, very subsidized cost for these incubation centers, unlike which the cost what we offer to the outside industry is much higher, whereas for these people it is a concessional, much concessional to the price to facilitate the product and process development.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, sorry to disturb you, but your presentation is not visible, sir. Are you sharing any presentation?
From the beginning, I'm sharing the slides.
No, sir. No, sir. It's not visible actually. Many people are commenting the same thing in the chat box.
No, Dr. Shekhar.
No, please excuse me. We are putting it on the chat. Dr. Rao is having 2 screens. Please go to Dr. Rao presentation screen. You can see the presentation.
How to go, sir?
Just there, it's the people. If you go to people.
Okay.
There, Dr. Rao is having 2 screens. One is clearly says as presentation. So you click that and you'll get the presentation. Please also have a look at the chat which we are doing, please. And don't disturb the speaker, please. Thank you very much. Dr. Rao, please continue.
Yeah. So then we have a lot of pilot plant facilities which they can use and do the scale up and solve the problems at a large scale. Because as you know, many of the processes will face problems only when you are doing it at the large scale. So those facilities are provided here again at a rental. They can rent these facilities at a much subsidized cost. Apart from that, we provide mentoring. Depending on the type of product they are developing, 4 or 5 scientists from different departments are identified: sensory analysis, or engineering, or microbiology, or nutrition. Depending on the product, what is the trust area of the product, minimum 4 to 5 scientists are identified as mentors to guide them in developing the product. Then we had a meeting with Secretary MSME and DGCSAR and to take forward several of our technologies in different parts of the country. So some of these units, turmeric units in Northeast, tomato, potato, onion, lettuce, Arabic gum, several of these schemes are put across under Smriti scheme of MSME. Then, encouraged by this, we wanted to have many more incubation centers at the CFTRA. Government of Karnataka is very supportive and aggressive in encouraging the establishment of a center of excellence in millet research and incubation center at our campus under the RKVY scheme of Government of India. Then, under their scheme, originally there was no room for infrastructure facilities, the building to house this incubation center. So one private industry, again is from a Kodagu origin, he forward with 5 crores investment for the civil construction. Then another incubation center is in principle approved at our sister laboratory, Northeast Institute of Science and Technology in Jorhat, transferring the technology of both NEAST and CFTRI, which are relevant for the Northeast region. Again, Bangalore is very much saturated with these startups. Thousands of startups are there. It will become a very, very crowded place. So we thought, why not Mysore be projected as a next startup hub? In this venture, we organized several brainstorming sessions inviting these process industries, policymakers, and angel investors on their campus. As a result of it, we are getting a bio incubation center at CFTRI with DBT support, BIRAC support of 6 crores project, again having an incubation center. And then whatever ISMT is, as I mentioned to you earlier, it is International School of Milling Technology. In the similar lines, we wanted to have an International School of Rice Technology. For this, the multinational giant Buhler Company and Epic, the both MNCs, they have come in, they have expressed their MOU, they have written with us for 25 crores investment for putting the school. Here, the Finnish school is a real production rice processing plant. At 10 tons per hour capacity, the mill is run. The training for the Chinese will be given at this Finnish school so that they can readily absorbable by the process industry, and training will be given all over the world because no such school exists anywhere in the world. So because of this, we get a good revenue of processing in the product that is processed in this Finnish school, regular rice mill, 1 rupee for the product of the bag, so that it will run into few crores of running expenditure for CFTRI to support similar activities and encouraging many youngsters in the form of startups and MSMEs in days to come. Then, few more thoughts I want to share with you how to overcome these challenges that we are facing by the MSME. See, if you look at the economic growth, there are 4 engines are there: consumption, investment, exports, and government expenditure. Out of these, government expenditure is the only one which is popping up, whereas all other things have reduced. Especially just before COVID also it started, and COVID, all these engines are hard hit by this. So government is spending was only sustainable. Now slowly consumption is kicking back. Before, as I mentioned, before COVID also, slowdown of consumption has happened. That's why a big challenge has become to attract the private investment. There could be a number of reasons why investment is slowing down. It could be ease of doing business in India. It could be investment rates, what are the charges that we are making, real opportunities available, and also the red tape is the bureaucracy. Yes, as a country, as a place to do business, ease of doing business, India has improved significantly compared to other years, but still we have a long way to go. So this transition is slowly happening. Things are becoming a bit rosy and encouraging, but then this severe accident that happened in the form of COVID. Now we have to do rethinking. We have to go back to our drawing board and your brainstorming sessions in the war rooms and reimagine what kind of investment that we have to look for. It cannot be again in the traditional sense. Really, it means out of the box thinking. Normally, whenever we say investment, we think of steel, cars, which have a huge demand. But we need a consumer product which has strong base, large base, which should be middle class and lower middle class sectors, which is biggest market available. So that's where again MSME could be an answer. Now, because of the post-COVID situation, food processing gains more importance because everybody now realizes the importance of health. Everybody realizes the importance of nutrition, immunity against diseases such as COVID. Many products we introduced recently in the market, they gain a lot of importance, and many of the consumers, they got the benefit that their immunity levels are increased, including the doctors in Bangalore and also doctors in doctors in National Delhi, prestigious National Institute. So there they have given to these COVID patients, and they observed that it is really not working well. So there could be several products such can be which developed. We have not tested with respect to nutrition. We developed them, looking at them as a food products or convenience products, but now we look at in a different angle as a health and wellness foods, as a nutritional foods, as functional foods. We are looking at them and supplying them. Simplest example is spirulina based chickpea. It has become so popular. In recent times, about 15 industries have taken the technology, and it is getting popular across the country. Then yeah. So now consumption is slowed down, then there is automatically job losses will be there, salary cuts will be there. So there is uncertainty further affecting the growth. Then what can be done? What is the answer? So it is, there should not be any quick fix methods. No jugaad will work. That's my personal feeling. So even economy, I would like to draw an analogy between a human system. For a human body, when it's firefighting or disease fighting ability, when it is going for the human system, one choice for me is giving steroids. Steroids, what they will do? They will give spurt of energy, so that immediately the body starts feeling very good, that is able to fight the disease, and it looks as if everything is all right, all is well. That kind of feeling it gives, but it is very, very temporary. What could be a long-term solution, or at least medium-term solution? It is giving a prescribed medicines and diet and exercise at least for a few months consistently on a regular basis to see the results. Then the result what I get will be much more long-lasting, unlike what I get a steroid. Now, I'm not underlining the principle of steroids because the spurt, yes, both are required perhaps. That's why. So both here and now, the spurt by steroid type of treatment and also medium and long time medicines, both should be part of our scheme of things. That's why recently government has approved to give steroids for even COVID. So that's why I'm saying there is a lot of analogy between economy, industry economy and human system, human body. Then rural-urban rebalance. It is really depending on the industries in the rural areas. There should not be too much of concentration in the urban areas. More rural entrepreneurship should be encouraged. But now if you see, most of these migrant workers, they have left these urban cities and went back to their villages. Previously, they have come back to this, lived in a very bad, I will not say bad, but inconvenient conditions, and job security was not there. When the COVID has come, nobody come to their rescue. Even their own employers could not give any sort of a support for them, including their food. So that's where several NGOs have to come into picture to feed them. So then, losing their job, no income, they felt that so it is better to go back and however bad it is, go back to their village and stay because they are concerned about their loved ones, their family members. So that's why even there are some of them are many of them are prepared to come down to their villages. So I cannot blame him for this choice. On the face of it, it may look ridiculous or wrong, but it is his choice, it is his compulsions which made him. Now, is it possible to get him back into the cities again? It depends on us, the industry, how much better conditions we give them than what he faces at home. Another opportunity is create opportunity that is sustainable and employability in urban area. If you give better conditions, assure him that this kind of situation, even if it reoccurs, we will give you some sort of insurance or assurance that part of your payment will be secured so that you will not be left high and dry. Another opportunity is provide the rural development and infrastructure development at the rural level itself. Then we have been the back office of the world, especially when it comes to services. So in 30 years of post-economic liberalization, we have established that very well. Especially in the IT industry, our exports have significantly increased. But now that is not, that growth has to get saturated sometime. But that is because again services, minimum number of people will be employed compared to manufacturing sector. So because of that IT industry, it created wealthy islands in the ocean of poverty. So that is not a sustainable model. Anytime these islands can be washed off within the ocean of this poverty. So we need a sustainable model. We need a inclusive growth. We need a employment in a much larger scale. That's where the manufacturing is required. So it is not a situation where either or. It is not that either services or manufacturing. What I'm saying, it should be both. Not only manufacturing, Prime Minister of India says make in India. Definitely it is make in India. If I am permitted to add, I would like to add make in India for the world. It has to be globally competitive. It is an opportunity, then only the wealth generation will be much higher. Now everybody is noticing that manufacturing is concentrated in China. It is of concern for several people. Now suddenly, because of these tensions across the border in Ladakh, everybody is talking whether we can cut short the products utilization made in China. If you look at the case closely about the feasibility of such proposition, you get more worried because 80% of our intermediate material that comes for our pharmaceutical industry is from China. That's how now we realize that what is the extent of dependence. You take any big businesses, e-businesses, let it be Big Basket, let it be transport service like Ola. Most of these things, 40 to 50% is contributed by China. Let it be tools, let it be electronics, let it be toys. So all these things, again, manufactured in China. So this is where slowly, so there is no point in suddenly saying that we will go for suddenly cold turkey, stopping accepting them overnight. So the way forward, I think, is we become very, very competitive. Then only we can beat the international competitors in their own game. So we have to make them in India, and we should concentrate on our strengths, especially, for example, Indian traditional medicine. which has a large market. So now what we are doing, we are exporting our raw material, our herbs, our biomaterial and biological produce, agricultural and biological produce across the border, which are converted into products and again pumped back into the country at a much higher cost. Instead of that, if we make ourselves the traditional food, for example, research of Ayurveda, research of naturopathy, Siddha, and herbal medicine, home remedies, all these things are translated into products. Definitely, there is a huge scope across. For example, already Ayurveda and homeopathy have become very, very popular in Germany and other European countries, including the US. So we have to cash upon that. It should be much more made in India products for the world, so that we can become factory of the world. What China is to be now, we have to become similar way. We should be factory for the world. MSME has a lot of role in this. So at the same time, it does not prevent us becoming the back office. So it has also gives us opportunity, because now COVID situation, most of the people are working from home. They realized that it is feasible to work, be wherever you are and still work from home. So now many technical giants like Tata's, they started that 80% of their workforce will continue to work from home despite COVID situation. So that is the game change. Really, because of COVID, our mindset has changed, our preferences have changed, our importance has changed, our priority has changed, industry scenario has changed, everything is for a great change. So we have to gear up in this changing situation, and through MSME is definitely the one of the big ways to go forward. So you can be operated either by, you can be employed by either a multinational company like Google or a domestic line like Jio, but you can be in your village. So you don't have to be only the back office, so that we can be in the front office. So again, without upsetting our manufacturing sector. So ideally, we are factory of the world, at the same time, office of the world. Both service and manufacturing sector, you should take it forward. Then, several of these schemes, packages are being given by government. The issue is, as I mentioned before, how efficiently the dispersal is taking place. Because banks, they are afraid on the ROI, return of investment. So MSME is a big opportunity because small amounts for many people. It is not a large chunk for some individual. Out of the 20 lakh crore, the mega scheme that the government of India has earmarked for resurgence of this economy, 3 lakh crores will happen for MSME between now and September. So it's a huge scope. There are additional guarantees are there. The rules and criteria of MSME have become much more liberal. So put together, certainly there is a huge fillip for MSME sector to boost. So everybody, the environment have a natural concerns about the industrial growth. See, for example, ozone, the hole in the ozone layer has become great concern around the world. But after see COVID, the positive side of the COVID is the ozone layer has healed itself. We tried so much to fill that ozone layer, fill the gap, but we could not succeed, whereas nature healed itself. You can see much better greenery post-COVID. The pollution levels in cities like Delhi has significantly reduced. So The rains have come first time. The meteorology oceanography department is telling it, or they're mentioning that first time it happened, rains happened all over the country. Previously, it used to be one place, Ativristi and Anavristi, either excess or shortage. That is not happening. So, nature is curing itself and reflecting in the post-climate period. So, their environmental people concern is very much valued. So, MSME again is an environmental friendly technology, friendly situation it will provide. So that's why when we are developing a technology, even at CFTRI, we ensure that what kind of waste are developed, what kind of waste can be recycled, so that we will give a final offer as a zero waste. It is a circular economy, it is called, so that it will not hamper the environment. So we cannot say that either environment or industry. The most powerful and beautiful word in English is and. It is not either this or that, it is and. So industry growth without compromising on the environmental safety, environmental concerns of the future generations. So MSME is again the backbone. I reiterate that it will constitute 20% of the GDP in the service activities and providing employment for 120 million people. The best part of MSME is it promotes inclusive growth in the rural and weaker sections of the society. So that is the best part. And this announcement of 3 lakh crore emergency working capital is very much useful for including the 45 lakhs MSCs that are available. These are several of these technologies that are developed by CFTRI and coming close to NMETA. So these are different categories I made. It is a micro scale technologies where plant and machinery will cost less than 5 lakhs. Then micro scale, but the plant and machinery investment is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Then 10 to 15 lakhs. Then less than 25 lakhs. Then above 25 lakhs, below 1 crore. Then I have 1 to 5 crores. So this is my research team, past and present students, and this is my daughter. My boss at home is also watching, and this is my expanded family of CFTRI when I took over as a director. Everybody has willingly contributed, contributing to all this technology development incubation center. I thank all of them. I once again thank for your patient hearing and thank you for your kind attention. If you have any concerns or questions, I will be more than happy to attempt to answer them.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Before I open the floor to the participants, we have a question, Doctor. Our question has already been keyed in. What are the food technology business opportunities that CFTRI is offering right now, Doctor? Specifically to MSMEs.
Right now, we have, can I take off my slides?
Yes, Doctor, please.
So, there is so many technologies are there available on our website, what are ready for transfer. Apart from that, there are several free technologies. So these rural youth or small scale industries, they don't have to pay any money for CFTRI to take them. They can simply download. So thousands of people there you can see every day, several clicks, and already thousands of people have utilized that. So that more than 400 active technologies are there which can be transferred to industries with different license fees structure.
Yeah, the floor is open. Please ask one question at a time, please.
Please identify yourself before asking.
Dr. Rao, this is Manish Maheshwari from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. You said that you impart technology. So I was going through your website also. I was going through your website also, and very few things are available on this. Means all the technologies which you are giving. So if you can provide some details about the food processing technologies which you are giving free and which you are giving on a chargeable basis, that will help us a lot. And have you given some criteria for the area also? Like I am based in Rajasthan, so what all food processing can be done in Rajasthan area? So if that can also be classified, that will give a great help to the MSME of that area.
So I can say that already free technologies are available on our website. And then suppose you are from Rajasthan, if you tell what is the local produce that is available in your vicinity, that if you communicate based on that raw material, what are the technologies available will be immediately communicated to you. What you have to do is simply send an email to director@cftri.is.in. So you will get all the information that is required.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, please.
Hello.
Hello.
One at a time, please.
Excuse me. Raghavji, here you just mentioned that it is related to the soft skills. There will be center of excellence will be there. So could you just brief how we can avail that opportunity?
Yeah, this is because of the COVID, there is a little bit delay in the establishment, but all the plant and machinery is identified, orders are placed for this millet center for excellence and incubation center, and also the implementing agency for this rice center is also made. Topography plan is made and we are given for approval in the local administration for construction to start. So here, like ISMT, International School of Milling Technology, here also short-term courses will conduct. Those people will be given theory classes, at the same time practical training at the industrial level at the incubation center, and final training will be at the finished school, which is a commercial rice mill or commercial scale millet mills. So this kind of large scale training will equip them directly ready for employment. This is across the borders. Internationally, there are several people are interested in asking for this such training.
Thank you. Thank you.
At the moment, we are doing for wheat milling. We want to extend it to millets and rice.
Hello, this is from Bona Packaging.
There's a question from Girish Prabhu. Which are the free technology transfer available for MSMEs?
The free technologies are our website, please. If you visit cftri.com, there you can see all the free technologies that are available.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello. This is from Bona Packaging, Bangalore.
Yes, please.
We are into manufacturing of areca leaf plates, sir.
Okay, bio plates.
Areca leaf plates.
Yeah, bio plates. Yes, CFTRI developed the machine for it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Is there any certificate for this thing, sir, for approving this thing, or some exporters are asking me for certificates?
So CFTRI is not a approval agency, but we can give testing certificate. For example, if you say that this material is microbial free, this material is chemical free, this material is that specific requirement is there, that particular testing can be done and give a success certificate. But we are not supporting certifying agency like FSSAI. FSSAI is a regulatory body which can, or BAS, they can give certificate. We are more for R&D and giving the analysis certification, not as a sellability, marketing.
Sir, whom to contact
Excuse
this
me,
one?
sir. I have one question.
Whom to contact this? Hello.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but you what is the requirement? What kind of certificate you need? If you send an email, I can reply to you or mark it to concerned person.
Doctor,
Okay,
we
sir,
have
make
one
sense.
question from Rajeshwari Shankar.
Yes, please.
We are looking for products and technology transfer for rice-based products and develop women clusters at Koppada, Karnataka. We seek your help in this. Can you help?
We'll be more than happy. Just send me an email. So that you want specifically you want technology regarding rice for self-help groups. So all the technologies that are available with us, like vermicelli, different powders, different mixes, we will give you.
There is a similar question from Ramakrishna Devishetty, doctor. What's the process to start a food processing unit related to fruit beverages? I'm interested to know how to approach CFTRI training and support.
Yeah, CFTRI is in responding to the call from Prime Minister of India. We developed beverages even with fruit pulp. Before that, we have several fruit beverages. Now the current order is to add fruit pulp. Then the 4 flavors we have developed and technology is transferred. So if you write just email to director@cftri.in, this email ID is available in our website cftri.com. So what are the technologies required in the fruit beverages? Immediately we'll send you the list available and also along with the license.
Yeah, next question, please. One at a time, please.
Sir, namaskara, sir. I am from Mysore.
Yes, please.
Nishant Antar, ASS College, UT Road, sir.
Please.
Sir, actually, my background is MSc Biotechnology, but I am interested in a product developing of food technology, sir, related to nutraceuticals.
Okay.
So, is there any on-ground support for mentorship and for product development, sir, while incubation programs?
See, for the incubation for youngsters, we expect them to submit a small proposal. What is their idea? So once we accumulate those 5-10 proposals, we are giving a local advertisement inviting proposals. Please look for that. Otherwise, you just write an email. So I will give you the tentative date when we are having these meetings. For example, one of the incubation center evaluation meeting is there tomorrow between 12 to
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, next question, please.
Sir, my question is, I am new to this MSME. I want to enter. So, what are the initiatives I should take, and what are the helps I can get from?
See, to get help from MSME, there is a MSME office in the Mysore city itself. They have a lot of schemes, they will help you. But if they ask us to identify a suitable technology, CFTRI will come into picture.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor, there is a macro question. Sir, many bankers are not responding to food processing units. What shall we do?
No, which is not true. I am on several boards and meetings where many of the food industries are being funded by banks because this is one product which is a must for everybody. So the return of investment is secured and insured. So I am surprised to hear this, that food processing is not that. Only thing is their concern will be the return of investment. The economics should be strong. The bank is not worried what we are producing as long as their money is secure. Hope I clarified.
Doctor, there is a question from Manasi Das. Yes, under which heading in CFTRI do we get the feed food processing technologies?
Please.
under which heading in CFTRI do we get the free food processing technologies?
Yeah, free food processing technologies are in the website. So free technologies under the caption itself. Still, if you don't find, just shoot an email to direct@CFTRI, we will send it.
And there's a question from, again, from Rajeshwari Shankar. She's the president of Awake. Awake Bangalore would like to set up a test and quality lab for food industries run by women. We need advisory to set up one with minimum needed lab infrastructure and use CFTRI for advanced testing. Can you help, Doctor?
Yes, certainly. You can send an email. We have one of the 3 referral laboratories of the country, approved by, recognized by FSSAI. So if you send us the email, the minimum infrastructure facilities, the lab requirements, we will give you the list of the equipment. And we can enter with the MOU, potential MOUs, that the facilities which are expensive, not available with you, CFTRI will pitch in. That kind of possibility we can explore. Certainly, one email is a starting point for this.
Yeah, next question from the audience, please. If there are no questions, anybody? Yeah, before we close the session, we have Mr. Ravi Shankar, Managing Director, High Tech Engineers. He would like to share a few details related to food machinery. Mr. Ravi Shankar, please. Mr. Ravi Shankar. I think he's not joined us. Anyway, on behalf of... yeah, please, Subir. Please go ahead, Subir.
Thank you, sir. See, I have a question. I'm an MBA and I have earlier worked in Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. And I had a thought that my question is that I want to set up a technology transfer company. And I was thinking of taking up the technologies from CFTRI and market it within India and abroad. Is that feasible to do?
No, individual consultants we don't entertain. Because being a government institute, so we will not take the help of individuals.
Okay.
Any other questions? I think there are no questions.
This is Rajesh Chinchewadi.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. So, in fact, I had the opportunity to visit CFTRI a couple of years back. I'm Rajesh from Laghu. And we did discuss about common facility centers for farmers. So, is that still a program or initiative on in association with MSME or Laghu?
Yeah, so a couple of meetings we had with MSME, with potential entrepreneurs and farmers and agri-produce growers associations. We had some meetings that identified clusters also. Because of the COVID, there is a lull, but definitely it is the area which is close to our heart.
Sure, sir. So we did started the discussion then. So maybe we might want to take it forward.
Yeah, just send an email. Just send an email.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have put a question in the chat box. Can you please check? About Moringa leaves technology.
Yeah, please go ahead with the question.
Moringa leaves powder technology. Powder making technology available?
Yeah, Moringa leaves powder technology is available, especially as a coagulant for removing
moisture,
and also as a protein substitute. Technologies are available. Just send us an email. We will give you the technologies as well as the licensing.
There is a question from Yashi Tandon, sir. Mushroom cultivation, is CFTRI has any incubation center for mushroom cultivation?
No, we don't have an incubation center, but unfortunately, the both national, international experts who worked on developing the technology that CFTRI are super animated. But still, anytime we request them to come back and pitch in. So we don't have an incubation center, but definitely we can do the training under a short-term course or limited scale. Definitely they can approach, they can send an email, we will arrange for it.
Reema Singh has a question, Doctor. I am a startup, registered MSME, trying to enter fresh herbs and microgreen business. What support can I get to create my market?
So market per se we are not doing unless there are incubators on our campus. So there we are some advice we are giving, but still, if you what is your we can arrange for as a help from our outside collaborators in respect to market. So you can just send us an email giving the details of your produce. We will get back to you.
Any other questions? So there is a question from Prabha Kondeti. Training session regarding Ayurveda beverages and forest products. Do you have any training sessions, Doctor?
Yeah, what are the courses, short-term courses that we offer is again available on the website. As my memory serves me right, I don't think we have anything on Ayurveda products directly because we are more into food. So Ayurveda still we have not picked up. Now only Ayush funded projects are initiated. Maybe in near future only we will get such products.
Any other questions? I think we'll have to close it, Dr. On behalf of Laghu Udyog Bharati, Karnataka, I sincerely thank you for the comprehensive session today. I'm sure every participant today has immensely benefited from your thought-provoking session. I seek your guidance and support in future as well.
Always I'm open.
Hello, sir. I request Narayana Prasanna, Laghu Udyog Bharati General Secretary, to kindly conclude the session, please.
So I am just one email away. Any of the participants or even yourself are most welcome to send us an email and we'll be more than happy to support, assist. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you, Dr. Rao and Laghu Udyog Bharati.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think Mr. Ravi Shankar from High Tech Engineering is trying. Whether he is available, Ravi Shankar? No, right?
No, you can send me an email. If you have anything, you can send an email and we will reply. No.
Hello? Is it audible, Shankar?
Yeah, you are audible. You are
audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Dr. Raghavendra Rao and all the participants.
Good afternoon.
Laghu Udyog Bharati Karnataka is observing this week as a business development week for MSMEs from today onwards up to this Saturday, 4th July. And maybe it is going to be extended also. This program is formally began with the keynote address of Honorable Minister of State for MSME, Government of India, Shri Pratap Chandra Sarangi. Other eminent participants also were participated. Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, MP, Rajya Sabha, and business personality. Mr. Abhijit Mujamdar, Chief General Manager of State Bank of India. Shri Govind Lele, General Secretary of All India Laghu Udyog Bharati, have been participated in it. Laghu Udyog Bharati has initiated a project by name Utpadana Samuh for developing import substitute products from China and also to develop new innovative products. In our country, there are many of research institutes have innovative ideas and technologies in different product segments like CFTRI, DRDO, IASC. Many such institutes are available. With them, we are tying up for this business development programs. PSUs and corporates need to develop their import products to indigenize here. Meanwhile, our MSMEs are affected by business slowdown because of COVID as well as general slowdown. To counter this, we have initiated with the Prime Minister initiation of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Laghu Udyog Bharat has decided to organize this business development program for next 10 days. We have planned business development initiative with PSUs and private entities for next 10 days are CFTRI we had today, NSIC, Container Corporation of India, Bharat Electronics Limited, Federation of Indian Exports, Solar Energy, Southwestern Railway, DRDO, ISRO, IASC, Toyota, and other corporate companies. In this regard, we had a wonderful session today by Dr. Raghav Rao, Director CFTRI, with the excellent presentation and question and answer on the overview of food technology and business opportunities in food processing industry. I thank you, Dr. Raghav Rao, on behalf of Laghu Udyog Bharati for taking your time off during this Monday morning during your busy schedule. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I thank all the members and participants for participating in this program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Before I close, I need to inform, tomorrow we have a session on NSIC initiatives and EPROC registration. This will be hosted by Mr. M. Srivatsan and Mr. Jayasimha. He's a private consultant. He will be talking on EPROC business opportunities. And to all the participants, I request you to kindly fill in the form, Google form, which we have pasted on the chat, so that we can send you all the PPTs to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Close the session. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, can you please send tomorrow webinar link, sir?
Yes, we will be sending you another 15 minutes. We'll be sending you.
No, you will send by mail or you will put in the chat here?
We'll put in the chat also. Thank you very much. We'll send you the mail also.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sekhar. I will leave the meeting. Thank you.